Hello, everyone. I hope that you all are having a great semester so far. I know that I am, and I'm very excited because this is my last semester. And, I know that it's not ideal, the fact that we're in the middle of a pandemic and we're going through online and virtual classes. But I am already used to it, and I'm just trying to make the most of it. I'm really excited to graduate and hopefully be able to have a graduation like walk in May. We'll see about that. But yeah, school has been really helping me when it comes to that, like just being home. So I'm really glad to be back. I know I mentioned on my introduction video that I've been into digital drawing. I recently just got into it, so I've been drawing, and it's been really nice. It's been a good experience, and I know there's like so many things that I have to learn, but now at school, I am taking a graphic design course, so that's really helping me just like introduce it and have more like a goal and just have an image. So it's really helping me. And I also, about 2 weeks ago, I bought 5 books. They arrived like a week ago, and I started reading one of them, which is We Are Liars. And it's a very easy book, not something fancy language or anything difficult to understand. It's a very easy read, but it's something very interesting, so I truly recommend it. And I'm just happy that I finally got back to reading, especially after graduation. I think like keeping myself busy and then just like activating my mind by reading or something else is very important. So that's something that I'm very looking forward to. So when it comes to painting, I would like to say a few things that I noticed right off the bat. So for me, it felt more like portraits at the beginning, something more landscape, and something like a little bit more traditional in a sense. Like I feel like that's how you would kind of describe the 19th century. But when it comes to the 20th, you can see like a little bit of a shift to a more expressive and experimental approach to the art, which I really appreciate. To be completely honest, that would be my favorite. I would prefer the 20th. For example, Liberty Leading the People by Eugene Delacroix. I just feel like a lot of this art could be in a history book or something like that. Like I feel like that's kind of like how I would describe 19. I know there was a few very colorful ones, but not as expressive, more like still being creative and I don't know, a little bit outside of the box, but still sticking to like real life objects and stuff like that. But when it came to the 20th, it's just a lot more open to interpretation, which I really love. For example, we have Girl Before a Mirror by Pablo Picasso, and we have the two Fridas by Frida Kahlo, which is definitely my favorite. I think the difference is that yeah, it's a portrait, and you can understand it and just look at it and kind of appreciate it, right? Like you can appreciate it and you can kind of like gather a sense of what it is, but you can interpret it and you have to kind of like think about what the other is trying to say. I mean, not the other, the artist is trying to say, and I think it's very important, and it signifies kind of this new era of art. So I really enjoyed. In my preference, I would prefer the 20th over the 19th, but I still appreciate the 19th a lot. When it comes to poetry, I would say that one of my favorite ones from the 19th century that I read was The Be Drunk by Charles. I do not know how to say the last name, but I thought it was very interesting how it said to be drunk on anything. And I think it's just like having a motivation and just finding something that you like and doing it, to not be like sad or like just feel like there's nothing that you're enjoying, like trying to find that. So I really like that, that way of explaining it and putting it. But 19 poetry feels a little bit more like personal and just like very romantic, and I don't know, it's very poetic. But when it comes to the 20th, although it's very similar and it tells the story from like personal perspective, I feel like it really reflects on historical factors. So, for example, the one that really stood out to me was the Song of a Dark Girl by Langston Hughes, and it talks about like Dixie and their lover being hung in the South. So I think it's like the Confederate States and stuff like that. So it's very historical and very. It represents the time that it was written, even though it's from a personal perspective. So I think those were the main differences between both. And when it came to music, I think the 19th century, it's very poetic and romanticized. Like For example, the duet by Bryn Terfel and Roberto Algana. Um, it just felt very smooth and very soft. The way, like the image that was coming up to my head while listening to the music was very open. Like it just felt very, very open, and it felt like it created a space. Um, and once I went over to look at the 20th century music videos, the first one I saw was the Sorn Cat O' Nine Tails, and right away it was very different, very dramatic. The sound felt rough. It felt full and like it just felt like it was tight in a space. But it also felt more expressive. And what I mean by that is the like it just at times like I felt like it was in danger of like emergency and stuff like that. So I think that was really interesting to see. And there's like a lot of changes in the music, so like it's very dramatic and overall it's just very interesting. I did like what we saw this week. I really enjoyed this module just because I think it was nice to kind of see, and it gave us like a way for us to see music through the perspective of like art and poetry, and like how even like there's changes between the three. So I think that's very important, and it really helped me to grasp a little bit more about the differences between the generations. But yeah, I really enjoyed them all. But for me, my personal favorite was it To Fridas by Frida Kahlo. I think that's a beautiful painting. So yeah, I really enjoyed this week. I hope that you are all staying safe and that you are having a great semester.